Today we're going to show you how to change the double outlet water valve on your refrigerator. It's a really easy job. All you need is a 1/4-inch nut driver, an adjustable wrench, and a sharp knife. Let me show you how we do it. Now the first step in this repair will be to pull the refrigerator far enough forward that we can disconnect the cord. We'll also turn off the inlet water supply and disconnect that from the inlet valve. Next, we'll remove the back cover, held in place with 1/4-inch hex head screws. Carefully set that back panel aside. Now to replace this valve, it is easier to remove the common bracket that both valves are secured to. It's held in place with one single 1/4-inch hex head screw that secures it to the side frame of the refrigerator. So we'll remove that. Then carefully pull the valve out through. Use caution around this capillary tube. We don't want to kink that. Now before we remove the valve from the bracket, I'm going to first of all disconnect the wire harnesses. And they're directly connected above the lower ones, so it's pretty hard to mix them up. Simply pull them off. Let those loose. We can next disconnect the 2 outlet water lines. Just unthread them. There'll probably be a little bit of water come out here, so you may want to have a towel handy to catch the excess. And the water lines are different sizes, so you won't be able to mix those up. Now we'll also disconnect the line to the filter. Using an adjustable wrench, just loosen that enough that you can turn it by hand. And pull it out of the valve. Now we can remove that single 1/4-inch screw. And we can remove the old valve. Now we're ready to mount the new valve on the bracket. There's a little locating tab. We'll fit into that hole, and then we'll secure it with that 1/4-inch screw. Now the new valve, you will note, has quick connect couplings on them, where the previous one had a thread-on type connector. So what we'll do is we'll pull that connector back enough, we'll cut off about 3/4 of an inch of that water line. So with a sharp knife, simply lay that on a wooden block. Make a nice straight cut. You can then peel off the old connector, discard that. Do the same thing for the larger water line. And discard the old connector. Now before we reconnect the lines, we want to make sure that they're free of any tubing. And then we will push them in about 5/8 of an inch into that valve. And just give an outward tug on them, make sure they're secure. Do the same thing for the smaller water line. Make sure it's pushed firmly into the valve. Give an outward tug, make sure it's locked in place. Now we can reconnect the wire harnesses, and again they're one over top of each other. sure they're firmly in place. And we can tuck the whole assembly back inside the refrigerator, making sure not to kink any of the tubing. And being very careful around the capillary tube. Now locate the hole that mounts that bracket to the side wall. There's also a couple of cutouts in that side wall that allow the tab to line it up. And we can remove the protective cap from the inlet to that valve. Carefully inspect the compression fitting from the old valve, and then we can thread that on. We'll tighten that in place with our adjustable wrench. Now, as a precautionary measure, you may want to reconnect the inlet water line to the inlet valve. Plug the refrigerator back in and operate both the water dispenser and the ice maker to make sure that we have no leaks. Then we can put the back cover on. Now that we've verified that we have no water leaks, we can reinstall the back cover. It is important that the back cover be kept in place. This is crucial to the proper airflow around the condenser. And now we can reconnect the power, and our repair is complete.